Chapter 3. Ellie. A week later, I was still seething as the dance class ended. I avoided the bastard, even though I could feel his eyes burning on my skin. Todd, my dance partner, seems to be picking up the steps much faster than me, and I think I'm driving him slightly insane with my clumsiness. Meanwhile, the blonde dancing with Darcy keeps batting her eyes at him. It didn't escape my notice that she was presenting a lot more cleavage this time. I hurried off before he had a chance to talk to me. Not that I imagine he would, not after what he said last time. But I wasn't prepared to take the risk. After a shift at the bar, I made my way back to my apartment, where Jenna was already waiting for me. She is still in pursuit of her man, and as the wonderful wingwoman I am, I agreed to go to a party at his house with her. Give me 2 minutes to shower. Someone spilled a beer on me at work, I say as I hurry past Lydia and Jenna. I have a dress you can borrow, Lydia shouts after me as I take off my clothes and hurry into the bathroom. Thanks, I say. My wardrobe might be perfect for a struggling student, with a few items that could work in a boardroom. Lydia, however, is all about looking hot. We may not be identical twins, far from it. But we're the same size and she knows what looks good on me. And tonight, I want to feel good. I shower in record time and straighten my hair. The dress she's put out for me is red with straps. The top is tight without showing too much and the skirt flares out. It's shorter than anything I would buy, but when I put it on, I smile. I walk into the living room where Lydia is handing Jenna a drink. Well? I spin around. Perfect, Lydia says, but wrong shoes. I look down at my heels. What's wrong with these? She makes a face. They make it too formal. You need the ankle boots. Oh. I hurry back to my room and change. I keep my makeup simple with smoky eyes. Lydia gives me a thumbs up when I get back to the living room. Do you want to come with us? Jenna asks and takes a sip of her drink. She's dressed in a simple skirt and oversized jumper. She must be nervous because she is very cautious with alcohol, and if Lydia made her a drink, it'll be strong. I have plans, she says. Lydia does not hang out with us. At least not at parties. We have very different ideas about what is fun. She needs it to be loud and thumping. I prefer hearing myself think. You have money? I ask as I get a cardigan. Yup. She's still in her jeans and a black t-shirt, which means she won't be headed out for another 2 hours or so. If you change your mind, you can join us, Jenna says and takes another sip of the drink. I take it from her hand and drink. It's strong, with vodka and Kahlua. Is this a White Russian? Lydia shrugs. Needs must. Did you use my coffee creamer? Yeah, we need to go to the store. I sigh and down a large part of the drink. Let's go. Have fun, Lydia says as she puts her feet up on the sofa and scrolls through her phone. Jenna and I decide to walk since Julian lives close to campus as well, only on the other side. The evening air is chilly but not cold. It's a perfect fall evening. So what's the deal? I ask as we walk. With what? With Julian, you're so quiet today. Did something happen? She blushes. No. Yes. He kissed me yesterday. As he dropped me off. I take her arm. Tell me everything. Was there tongue? Did he feel you up? Is he a good kisser? I'm teasing her. Jenna is still a virgin and prudish about sex. It was a quick kiss as he dropped me off. No tongue. Was it good? She melts a little. So good. Oh, might this be the unicorn you've been looking for? She can't hide the smile from me. He's very nice. Not pushy at all. We haven't really talked about it, but I think he's very careful not to move too fast. I'd say. If all you've gotten so far is a chaste kiss. It was on the lips, right? Yes, on the lips. And I like it. I enjoy getting to know him first. I smile at her. She's been so happy and excited, since she started seeing Julian. And if there is one person on this earth I want to be happy, it's Jenna. Have you met his friends? I met his sisters in passing. He has too. They go to River. We can try to not hold that against them. River University is Uni's rival. We beat them at hockey, they beat us at basketball. If we do better than them in any aspect, it's as good as winning. But it's a friendly sort of rivalry, and since they're the closest university, there is sometimes an overlap when it comes to parties. And I've met his roommates. How many roommates does he have? We're walking down a street of houses, and I see cars in front of a couple of them. This is the street where the rich rent houses for their kids at uni. 3, I think. Jenna frowns.
Emma's brother.
Noah. I think you know him. I've met him once or twice. Then there's Max. Knightley. And Dylan. I'm not sure of his last name. We walk up to the house and navigate past the cars in the driveway. Soft music fills the air as the front door opens to let a couple out. Here we go, I say and glance over at Jenna. Are you all right? You look pale. I stop and grab her arm, making her stop too.
He's going to love you.
I smile, trying to take the edge off her nerves. Jenna has always struggled with these kinds of situations. You think? And from what you've told me, he'll be kind and considerate. And if he's not, you just let me know and I'll find a dead fish and sew it into his mattress. This makes Jenna laugh and we enter the house. We barely have time to step inside before someone hurries up to us. You came. Julian is gorgeous in a soft way. His blonde hair is slightly curly, and his blue eyes are kind and focused on Jenna, who is blushing and biting her lip. I roll my eyes. Hi, I'm Ellie. Thanks for inviting us. He shifts his attention to me for a second. I'm glad you could make it. You guys want a drink? Sure, I say, wondering if Jenna will find her tongue soon. Julian leads us into the kitchen, where all sorts of drinks line a table. I find a vodka bottle and make myself a vodka cranberry. Julian is busy making something special for Jenna, and I take a few big gulps and top off the mug. Tonight, I have no inhibitions. I'm here as a third wheel, so I intend to get tipsy and dance until Jenna drags me home. If she drags me home, Julian is looking at her as if he wants to tie her down and eat her up. Luckily, she doesn't seem to notice. I smile and shake my head as I move further into the house. I bypass the living room and the dancing for now, and find another sitting room. And she started yelling at me out of nowhere. I freeze as the voice reaches me. It couldn't be. Could it? She looked like a mess. Her shirt was dirty and torn, so I went easy on her. He shrugs, and I try to burn a hole through the head of the insufferable jerk. Is he talking about me? Probably some nerd whose only joy in life is getting a good grade, someone laughs. The jerk joins in. I hope she at least has that going for her. The way he says it makes my cheeks color, and I bite the inside of my lip to keep tears from forming. I already knew he was an ass, but I hadn't taken him for being this mean. Is there something wrong with getting good grades? I ask loud enough for him to hear me. He stiffens and turns around slowly. When he sees me, his eyes go wide, and he gives me another once-over, this one far more sensual than the last one. His gaze lingers on my legs and my chest, and I fight the urge to cross my arms and spoil his view. Ellie, there you are. Jenna comes up next to me. Oh, you've met Dylan. D, he says as his eyes lock on mine. D? I ask. Everyone calls me D. Right, because you're so important you don't even need a name, I say sarcastically. He shrugs. People remember me. I wonder why. I don't suppose it could be because of you being an asshole. Beside me, Jenna's eyes are as wide as I've ever seen them, and Julian is frowning at us. D opens his mouth with a smirk, but before he can speak, Jenna is dragging me past him.
And here's Noah.
You remember Noah Winters. And this is Max. Knightley, the beautiful man says and reaches to shake my hand. I take it.
I'm Ellie.
Knightley could be a model. He has high cheekbones, full lips, dark hair that seems to style itself naturally, and a body I would not kick out of bed. Good to see you again, Noah says and goes in for a hug. I'm a bit taken aback. We're not that close, but then I realize he's high.
Is Emma here?
I ask. No, she doesn't want to party with her brother. He pouts a bit before spotting someone else and shuffling off. Jenna grabs hold of my arm and I can tell she's nervous. I take a big gulp of my drink and let her drag me to a couch. As we sit down, I leave room on the other side of Jenna for Julian. She scowls at me, but I'm nothing if not a dedicated wing woman, so I scowl back and pull her closer to me. Just as I suspected, Julian quickly asks if he can join us, and I pipe up with a loud yes. My eyes are drawn to the dark-haired man brooding by the door. He's glaring at his drink, and I wonder if he at least feels a bit embarrassed about being caught. Somehow I doubt it. I spend the next hour casually answering questions Julian asks out of politeness when he realizes I'm not going anywhere. I can tell Jenna is slowly opening up to him, and when my drink is all gone, I excuse myself and get up. D has moved away, and I hope he's left the party altogether. I find Knightley by the drinks, and he joins me in slamming back a couple of quick shots before we head to the dance floor. There's a prickling on the back of my neck, and I can feel the dark eyes looking at me from across the room. I move closer to Knightley and laugh at his joke. I give in to the music and alcohol and dance. After a while, the air feels stifling and my head is spinning. So he can hear me over the music, I lean in closer. I need some fresh air. I place a hand on Knightley's chest. He moves to come with me, but I shake my head. You stay. I'll be back. He nods, and I push past the other dancers and find the door to a veranda. As soon as the door closes behind me, I take a deep breath and revel in the cool air. My head is swimming delightfully, and I stumble my way forward to a railing. You weren't supposed to hear that. I spin around, startled as the shadows move and D comes up to me.
Which time?
I ask. Just now, or when you tried to have me kicked out of dance class. You know, you really should let people know when you walk into a room. I scoff. Right, this is all my fault because I don't wear a bell like a cat. How about you go fuck yourself and stop talking about me? I take a step toward the door, and my toe catches on an uneven board. For a moment, I'm falling, and with all the spinning from the alcohol, I'm certain I'll be face planting right next to him. It takes me a moment to realize that the ground is no longer coming closer. Then I feel muscular hands around my arms. I straighten up, and he takes a step closer. I must be more drunk than I thought, because there is no way on earth anyone can smell as good as he does. I take a small stumbling step forward, close my eyes, and inhale his scent. It's like coming home at Christmas. It's all the things I wanted out of that holiday and never got. It's hot chocolate in the snow and twinkling lights. Are you okay? He asks, and I blink my eyes open. Was I just sniffing him like some idiot? I feel my cheeks redden as I take a step back and steady myself. I'm fine. Maybe I had a bit too much to drink. I don't give him a chance to answer. With my face burning, I steady my steps and walk to the door. He says nothing as I disappear inside. The rest of the night is a blur as I drink water and try to avoid D at all costs. When Jenna is finally ready to head home, I almost run out the door. I had a great time, Jenna says to me. Good. I'm predicting that you guys are going to have one of the longest courtships in history, but 5 years from now, he will finally ask you to be his girlfriend. And in a mere 20 more, you will marry him and adopt a buttload of children. Don't tease. I put my arm around her shoulders. I'd never. Do you like him? I do. He's very kind and he couldn't take his eyes off you. I don't know about that. I do. Didn't you see the redhead who almost fell out of her top? He didn't look at her once.
You're making that up.
Not at all. I smile reassuringly. I really think he likes you. But what happened with you and Dylan? Do you know each other? I groan.
Remember the guy at the library?
That's him. Dylan is loud guy. Yup. And I caught him regaling his friends with the story of how I apparently yelled at him, and looked like crap while doing so. To be fair, you did say you had a stain on your shirt. I know that. But that doesn't give him the right to talk about me like that.
Maybe you misunderstood?
He seems like such a nice guy. Or he was having a terrible day. This is classic Jenna. Always trying to find the good in people.
Maybe.
She just can't imagine someone being mean on purpose, and I don't want to break her bubble and tell her some people are just born douchebags. It's not going to be a problem, is it? She sounds worried. If we all hang out, I mean. No, of course not. We can ignore each other, I'm sure. I know that I, at least, can act civil if I have to. I can't answer for him though.
Good, because Julian asked me out for coffee on Monday. And he wants me to come?
Yes, he said it's a group thing, so I should bring you. With a sigh, I try to ignore her pleading eyes. Fine, I say. But I had better be the maid of honor at your wedding. I'd refuse to marry him if you weren't. She leans her head on my shoulder as I laugh.